So I'm just going to rant while talking over a completely unrelated game because I can do that. We're on the internet and I own a gaming channel. So college scams have gotten worse, at least here in the USA. If you're not in the US, you're good because you live in a country where college isn't a generations old debt trap, further made by media propaganda over decades and decades. But if you're not in the US, you probably don't know how bad it is or how bad it's getting. So in the US, to go to college, you just either A, have old money and go for free basically, B, have a scholarship and have a good bit covered, or C, go into six figures worth of debt minimally. And it's gotten worse. Like stupidly worse with new forms of scams apparently as my fiance is experiencing. So my fiance is going to college for accounting. Why? Well, she's held accounting and bookkeeping jobs in the past, but those have all been moving up in position sort of things. But she's got literal years of experience in the field. But no one will hire someone like that without a degree, so here she is, doing online college courses, which is dumb, but whatever. What's dumber is beyond the six-figure debt to go to college, to get any degree, you need to do high school level classes in all courses because colleges don't care if you have a high school equivalent degree. They just demand you pay thousands for classes so you can get their high school equivalent degree. Oh, by the way, each of those high school classes costs thousands to take. That's already dumb too, but it gets dumber. As anyone in the US knows, since college is a debt trap that is practically impossible to get out of because it's hundreds of thousands of dollars to get a degree, while the average American does not make 100,000 per year, and in many places people don't even make a living wage without working multiple jobs at once. But it's still often worse than that. As anyone who has dipped their toes into college in the US knows, every class has books that teachers demand you get, each of which cost hundreds of dollars, and sometimes are not even covered by grants or scholarships. You can't even get these books used half of the time because they constantly update these books, and the professors in colleges demand you have the most up-to-date version. By the way, quick aside, the up-to-date version usually doesn't have any new information. It was literally just the newer printed version. They literally republish these textbooks periodically to kill the used book market on them. It is genuinely anti-consumer practice, and the publishing departments and colleges should be facing something for this obscene anti-consumerist act. But hey, America, where anyone with money has more rights than you, am I right? Anyway, so there's that, and most already know that. But it's gotten even worse. And I know what you're asking. How can college ever get worse as a horrid scam? Well, now my fiance is being charged. Out of pocket, mind you. It's not being covered by her grant, scholarship, whatever. But she's being charged out of pocket to turn in and do her homework. I shit you not. My fiance needs to pay $100 out of pocket to do homework in her class that already cost over $1,000 to take. The college she's going to is charging her money to do homework in an online class. I shit you not. You cannot come up with this level of dystopian bullshit. It's even worse though. My fiance paid this price out of pocket, mind you. Again, grants and scholarships wouldn't cover this whatsoever. And while following her teacher's syllabus, just to buy this dumb code to do her homework and have a means of turning it in, the teacher sent the wrong info and gave her a trial code to purchase. So my fiance has to buy access to doing her homework again, all out of pocket. She needs to pay over $200 because, of course, this shit is taxed. Why wouldn't it be? Over $200 to do and turn in her homework. By the way, this site she needs access to in order to do her homework isn't like gaining access to tools for the field. She's not buying a Windows Office key or whatever. She's paying that amount to specifically access a website that's only used for homework for this sort of class. It is genuinely just a scam. There's zero reason there's not free tools or any means to email the professor her homework. They just don't allow that. So yeah, if she doesn't pay hundreds out of pocket, she fails. College is now not only a debt trap, it's effing pay to win.